She's like, oh, come on, bro. Like, that sort of thing. It's like, yo, my life's about to change. I get $3,000 a month. It's like, bro, your rent's more than.
At first I was like, this is gonna be a logistical nightmare. I really wanna focus on helping women in the organization. So I wanna help 10 women become financially free and independent.
We'll talk to this lovely lady to my left. How are you, young lady?
Great, how are you?
Good. So you've been right next to me, and probably the primary reason why we were able to accomplish what we did. We sold 2,000 homes in our career. Not bad.
Go team.
And we started selling real estate when we were like kids, really.
Babies.
Yeah, little kids in our 20s, early 20s. And it started off me, you, in a little cubicle with no windows. Me prospecting and saying to you like, hey, here's a listing, figure it out. Or like, hey, here's this tour thing. I don't know what to do, but like figure it out, right? Yep. Yeah, and we grew that into 150 plus deals a year consecutively for an extended period of time. We did 200 deals a year twice, which was crazy. And I remember me and you having like authentic, sometimes intense conversations around time. Right. Because what I'm aware of is like, in order to do that, traditional success in our business is working like 70, 80 hours a week. Right. And I had just turned myself into somebody who could do that. And I also had an amazing support staff and you and like others that would allow me to do that. And at the same time, it reached a point where, there were stages where you're like, hey bro, like I feel like your roommate. Or like, how much is enough?
Yeah, there were years that I resented you for working so much.
Yeah.
I felt like I was just doing all the home stuff, kid stuff on my own. And I wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, I know. I am aware. And so
it was just a testament to how much you've evolved and how much you've grown.
Yeah.
We've both grown.
Yeah, we both have grown. And I'm also aware too, we've had this conversation, like, I don't like regret that, because I'm also aware that it put us in the situation that we're in right now.
Yeah, it was a season.
What's important though is it's a season, it's not a business strategy. Right. And I think a lot of agents make it a lifetime business strategy. And that becomes problematic because you have no margin.
A lot of agents get divorced.
Yeah, multiple times. But there's just no margin there. And for about a couple years we were talking about it, and I would come to you and I'd be like, hey, and you've always been like super supportive no matter what. I'm like, hey, I think I'm gonna do this coaching thing. You're like, how much is it? I'm like, is this? You're like, yeah, go ahead and do it. Like there was never like pushback there.
Yeah, because I believe in you.
That's dope.
And you've never like not put in the work.
And we were having these conversations and I would come to you and I'd be like, hey, I think this is the way. I think we need to do like massive investing. So we did that. And that worked, right? Over time. But the problem is that we didn't have a lot of residual cash flow. So we didn't have a lot of freedom. We had a high net worth on paper, but I didn't feel as though I could slow down selling, 10, 15 homes a month.
No, and even on vacation we were working.
Yeah.
We didn't take a vacation for probably 15 years.
And then what was interesting is I'd have to play this game because I would know something needs to be done. I have to ask her. And I know immediately when I ask her, she's going to get pissed.
Yep.
So I'd have to like tiptoe and be like, hey babe, can you, she's like, oh, come on, bro. Like, that sort of thing. So
it's not lying.
We played that game for a while.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been until we discovered this model.
Yeah.
Where we were at an event and I looked at you, I'm like, hey, we don't have to like do any deals this time. She's
I
like,
know.
it's amazing, right?
I know.
So we didn't see a way out. So at first it was like the leverage of capital. And we did that, and I'm glad we did it, right? We stored and invested 40 to 50% of everything we earned from the beginning. And that was good. It just took a long time, right? To get to a place where you had enough like residual. But we were still on this like treadmill. For 2 years, I was still selling over 100 homes a year and coaching like 30 people at the same time, and like another 60 in groups. And for those 2 years, I remember you would say to me, you're like, why are you still?
Like, when is enough enough?
Right, when is enough
How
enough?
many times did I ask you that?
A lot. And my identity was wrapped up in being the guy who does all the deals, right?
Right.
And I was like, oh, the way is like owning part of an office, just like Mark did, like these ancillary services. And then they would dangle this little carrot, like, well, will I, like 3% of a title company and like 1% of like this thing. And all of that adds up to $30,000 a year. And you're like, okay, what am I gonna do with that? Yeah, it's like when you get Social Security, it's like, yo, my life's about to change. I get $3,000 a month. It's like, bro, your rent's more than that. like groceries are more than, like, what are you talking about? So I thought that was the way, and we did that. And you're like, all right, cool, like let's do it. And we did it. And then we realized like, oh, I still am on this treadmill because that's not producing a meaningful amount of cash. I'd had the conversation with Lars and I came to you. I'm curious, like, I don't know if I've ever asked you this before, but when I came to you, what was your initial, like, were you like, oh, like, really? Or were you like, okay.
At first I was like, this is going to be a logistical nightmare because we had a lot of pending.
Because we were still in
a
high
lot of
production.
Oh, the
listings.
question was, I'm going to come out of production.
No.
Just make the change.
To make the change to EXP.
Ah.
Because we probably had, I don't know, 20 or 30 pendings. We had probably
15 listings,
15
yeah.
listings. And I was just, I'm the person who does all of the logistics.
Yeah.
So I just thought, this is going to be a logistical nightmare. But then as you told me more about it, I was like, I kind of saw the vision of how we were going to get out of production. And then I was like, I'm all in.
Yeah, anything that gets us out
Did
of
you see it before he saw it?
Yes. I would say yes.
You think so?
Yeah, because I'm the one who pushed you.
You're
I'm
what?
always the one who pushes you.
It's true.
Yeah, you said that she did.
I did push him.
But it was so aggressive. Lars had to like calm her down on coaching calls. He'd be
Yeah.
like, hey.
He's like, you're making him anxious.
He's trying.
Slow down.
He's moving in the right
and I would
direction.
just have to sit there like, okay, Lars,
Good.
I trust you.
It's true.
But Lars was key.
Yeah,
Like I had been trying for 10 years to convince you of what Lars convinced you in 6 months.
that's true. And him in conjunction with Justin, like
Yeah.
looking at like numbers and stuff and seeing how it works. And then since making that transition, like what have you been aware of? Like how has our life changed in some way? How's your life changed in some way?
Time freedom, location freedom. I feel like I now have a purpose to help other women in the organization,
Sure.
that I didn't have before.
Yeah.
I was just on the back end. Like I didn't have relationships with people. I didn't even know, I knew you
Yeah.
a little bit, but I didn't even know you guys.
Like really know. Like you
Really
knew who
know
they
them.
were, but like
Sure.
yeah.
Really know them, and I feel like the collaboration is amazing. Just how we've all helped each other, and we're still helping each other grow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You've made it more real for a lot of us. Like knowing you is getting to see the whole full circle of everything that you two are
Yeah,
and have built.
she's
It's
soft.
very true. Me personally, it's funny you just brought that up because I was thinking that as you both were talking. And I feel like I know so much more about you now that I know her.
Yeah.
Because this really is a family
Yes.
business.
Yes.
This
It is.
really is a family business, not just
Yeah.
our business, but like all of this.
Yeah, and
now
when I
I
would
see you guys as family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And-
I meant what I said to them, and I was like, you posted something, and I said, and she's a really it was something like you're great with systems and stuff, and I said, and she's a great friend too,
Yeah.
and I meant that.
Yeah, and when I would tell people like she's this secret weapon, that's accurate.
I get the impression you not hiding her, but almost like protecting her, so that you were the one taking the beating on the front line for all those years that you were in production.
Maybe.
I think I was hiding.
I think she was hiding.
I think I didn't step into like who I could really be, and I didn't really believe what he believed, and he always told me that I was, half the reason why we were so successful.
Right, and when I would say that to you, you'd be like,
I'd be like,
"Nah." Yeah, it's not true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I know that that's true. So in how long since joining the company, because when we joined, we were still heavily in production. And we stayed in production for about 6 months since joining.
Right.
And then over the last, let's say, what is that, like 15 months, we were able to completely get out of production and have time freedom and location freedom.
Yeah.
Ultimately what you were after and what you wanted. Yeah, which is awesome. So I guess for you, like, what is your vision moving forward?
I really want to focus on helping women in the organization. So I want to help 10 women become financially free and independent.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's my goal.
Yeah, that's dope.
To start. Who knows? Maybe it'll be 50, maybe it'll be
Yeah.
100, but I want to start, I want to help 10.
Yeah, and here's the beautiful thing, and this is a good place to kind of wrap up, is that the model is what allows it to happen.
Yeah.
Like what I'm aware of is like we have access to something that can radically change people's life.